Hey Stoic warriors, you wake up defeated before the battle even begins, not because of yesterday, not because of tomorrow, but because right now, in this exact second, your mind is hosting a convention of 10,000 voices, and every one of them is talking at the same time. They're not whispering anymore. They're shouting, demanding, pleading, arguing, bargaining with your sanity like traders in an ancient bazaar, where the currency is your peace and the price is always too high. Some mornings you sit on the edge of your bed, head buried in your hands, wondering if everyone else hears this inner storm or if you're uniquely cursed. You scroll through social media, watching highlight reels while your mind replays horror scenes on loop. They post sunrise yoga poses while you're fighting invisible demons with no names, no faces, just noise, endless noise. Marcus Aurelius once wrote alone in his military tent, "Surrounded by death and disease, confine yourself to the present." Easy for him to say, you might think. But what most people don't realize is that he wrote those words while his own mind tortured him with images of his dying son, his unfaithful wife, and an empire slowly collapsing under his rule. He didn't write it as guidance for others. He wrote it as a lifeline for himself, something to cling to in the middle of his private mental storm. Your mind has turned into a courtroom where you play every role at once. You are the accused, the prosecutor, the judge, and the jury. Every thought argues its case with the intensity of a lawyer fighting for a life sentence, and the verdict never changes. Guilty of not being enough, condemned to another day of exhaustion before your feet even touch the ground. But what if I told you that 2,000 years ago, in the marble halls of Rome and the dusty streets of Athens, people just like you discovered something radical? Not a way to stop thinking, but a way to transform it. They learned how to turn inner chaos into clarity, not through suppression or denial, but through ancient mental disciplines so effective that emperors guarded them in private journals. These weren't privileged thinkers hiding in ivory towers. These were slaves who found freedom while still in chains, soldiers who found calm inside war zones, merchants who discovered stillness in the middle of marketplace madness. They all understood one truth. The same mind that tortures you can also free you, but only if you learn the hidden rules that govern its wild nature. Today, you're going to learn what psychiatrists charge thousands to explain, what meditation retreats spend weeks trying to transmit, and what your restless mind has been trying to tell you through all its noise. Silence is not the absence of thought, it is command over it. Drop this in the comments. Master my morning. Now let's begin. Rule number 1, the polluted first hour. Why your morning scroll is mental poison. You reach for it before your eyes fully open. That glowing rectangle beside your bed pulses with notifications, each one a tiny dopamine dealer ready to hijack your half-awake mind. You tell yourself you're just checking the time, but suddenly 30 minutes are gone. You're watching strangers argue with people they'll never meet about things that don't matter, while your own thoughts drown beneath digital noise. Marcus Aurelius never owned a smartphone, but he understood the law behind it when he wrote, "At dawn, when you struggle to rise, remind yourself, I have work to do as a human being." He knew the first moments of consciousness tune the frequency of the entire day, and you're tuning yours to chaos before your feet hit the floor. Every notification is someone else's priority invading your inner space. Every email turns another person's urgency into your emergency. Every social post becomes a comparison trap, making you feel behind before your day even starts. You're not scrolling information. You're consuming mental pollution and wondering why your thoughts feel toxic all day long. The Stoics practiced something called morning sovereignty. The first hour of the day was sacred territory. No letters, no visitors, no demands, just them and their thoughts, learning cooperation instead of conflict. You need the same boundary today, but your invader isn't knocking at the door. It's sitting on your nightstand. Tomorrow, try this. Put your phone in another room tonight. Buy a real alarm clock. When you wake up, let your mind face its own content before importing the chaos of millions. Feel that spike of panic. What if someone needs me? What if something happened? That isn't responsibility, that's withdrawal. That discomfort is your mind relearning how to exist alone with itself. For 1 hour, don't check markets, emails, news, or social feeds. Check in with yourself. Let your thoughts surface without being drowned by strangers. You'll notice something strange. The mental chatter you've been fighting starts to quiet down when it's no longer competing with the entire internet for attention. Your ancestors conquered empires with clear minds. You struggle to conquer your morning coffee without checking your phone. The difference isn't evolution, it's intervention. Their thoughts had space to breathe. Yours are suffocating in digital smog. Rule number 2, the workplace worry window, containing your professional panic. Sunday evening arrives and your mind turns into a corporate horror film. Tomorrow's meeting becomes a trial where you're guilty before you speak. That email you sent on Friday suddenly feels like a career-ending disaster. Your boss's neutral expression now looks like silent disappointment. Your bed becomes a courtroom where you prosecute yourself for crimes you haven't committed in a future that doesn't exist. Seneca, who managed Rome's economy while teaching philosophy, uncovered something essential. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. He wasn't preaching reckless pleasure. He was exposing how professional anxiety time travels, stealing your present to pay for a future that usually never arrives. You lie awake at midnight having full conversations with people who are asleep, defending yourself in arguments that haven't happened, explaining mistakes you haven't made. Your mind is clocked in while your body is exhausted, earning overtime in anxiety that bankrupts your peace. You're employee of the month in a company that exists only inside your skull. The Stoics developed what modern psychology later rediscovered by accident, the principle of contained concern. Instead of letting work-related thoughts spread through your entire existence, you give them a specific place to live, a designated space, a scheduled appointment, a worry window where they are allowed to fully exist and then required to leave. Tomorrow morning, set a timer for exactly 15 minutes. During that window, let every work fear speak freely. Write them down if you need to. Catastrophize without restraint. Imagine getting fired. Imagine the presentation collapsing. Imagine everything going wrong. Let these thoughts perform at full volume. Then, when the timer rings, the window shuts. The performance ends. The actors leave the stage. When work thoughts return during the day, and they will, like salespeople who ignore no soliciting signs, you respond calmly. You already had your appointment this morning. If you have new business, come back tomorrow at the scheduled time. You're not suppressing them, you're structuring them. You're converting random anxiety attacks into organized worry sessions. Watch what happens when you practice this consistently. Your mind, knowing it will get its chance to worry, stops interrupting you all day long. Work thoughts become employees with scheduled shifts instead of squatters who refuse to leave. You'll notice that most of your professional panic fades when it's forced to wait its turn, like bullies who lose power the moment you stop running. Number 3, the relationship reality check. Ending imaginary conversations with real people. She hasn't texted back for 3 hours. Your mind has already written the breakup speech, planned a lonely future, and started downloading dating apps. Or maybe it's a friend who seemed distant at lunch, and now you're convinced they secretly hate you, replaying every possible mistake you might have made since childhood. By bedtime, you've had 17 imaginary conversations with people who have no idea they're starring in your mental drama. Epictetus taught, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." He understood that most relationship suffering happens entirely inside your head, with people who aren't even present, in conversations that never actually happen. You're not just overthinking. You're writing full-length films where you play the villain, the victim, and the harshest critic all at once. Your partner says, "We need to talk," and your mind instantly writes a tragedy. They probably want to discuss weekend plans, but you've already divided the furniture, decided who gets the dog, and started mourning a relationship that's perfectly fine. You're experiencing emotional devastation from fictional scenarios while the real person is just living their life, completely unaware they're the star of your psychological thriller. Every morning you wake up and immediately assign roles to people who never auditioned. Your mother becomes the judge of your life choices. Your ex becomes the narrator of your inadequacy. Your colleagues turn into the audience for your imposter syndrome. You're running a 24-hour mental theater where everyone performs scripts they've never read, saying lines you wrote for them, playing characters created from fragments of reality mixed with gallons of anxiety. The Stoics practiced something called presence over projection. When you catch yourself having imaginary conversations tomorrow morning, stop and ask, is this person actually here? Did they really say this? Or am I arguing with a ghost I invented? Then do something radical. Refuse to have conversations with people who aren't physically present. No arguing with your ex in the shower. No defending yourself to your boss while making coffee. No explaining yourself to your mother during the drive to work. If someone's opinion matters enough to ruin your morning peace, it matters enough to have the real conversation. Otherwise, you're performing a one-person show for an audience of none, exhausting yourself with performances nobody requested. The energy you waste on imaginary confrontations could fuel real connections. The time you lose to fictional arguments could build real relationships. Your mind is not a courtroom where absent people get to prosecute you. It's your sanctuary, and only invited guests should be allowed to speak. Number 4, the social media comparison chamber. Escaping everyone else's highlight reel. You're brushing your teeth while watching someone's morning routine in Bali. They're doing yoga on a beach while you're searching for matching socks. Their breakfast is a colorful smoothie bowl. Yours is leftover pizza. Their caption screams, "Living my best life," while you're barely awake. By 7 in the morning, you've already lost a competition you never entered, failed at a life you're not living, and felt inferior to people who probably cried themselves to sleep last night too. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, wrote, "How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does." He ruled an empire yet understood that comparison steals sanity, and you're being robbed every morning by strangers online who are lying about their lives just as much as you are. That influencer posting their flawless morning routine took 47 takes to get that "just woke up" photo. That friend sharing a gym transformation is holding their stomach in so hard they can't breathe. That couple posting an anniversary tribute had a screaming match right before uploading it. Everyone is performing happiness while quietly carrying misery. And you're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. You scroll through LinkedIn seeing promotions and titles, never seeing the anxiety attacks in office bathrooms. You browse Instagram seeing perfect families, never seeing the credit card debt and sleeping pills. You watch TikTok seeing overnight success, never seeing the years of failure edited out. You're comparing your raw footage to everyone else's post-production, your rough draft to their polished fiction. The Stoics understood that comparison is mental poison, but they lived in a world where comparison was limited to people you actually encountered. You, however, are comparing yourself to 7 billion curated personas, each one engineered to make you feel insufficient, each one activating that quiet program in your mind that whispers, "Buy this and you'll be happy." Your morning mind isn't just chattering, it's being conducted by algorithms designed to convince you you're broken so they can sell you the solution. Tomorrow morning, instead of scrolling through other people's manufactured moments, perform this simple ritual. Write down 3 things that are true about your life right now. Not impressive things, not things worthy of posting, just true things. My coffee is warm, my bed was comfortable, I'm alive. Then recognize something powerful. These simple truths are worth more than all the digital illusions combined. Every time you open social media, you volunteer for mental torture. You sign up to feel inferior to mirages. You choose to begin your day losing a game where everyone is cheating and the score means nothing. Your mind's morning noise isn't random, it's programmed by comparison. Stop feeding the program. Number 5, the evening mental inventory. Closing the tabs in your mind before tomorrow opens. You drag today into tomorrow like a hoarder who can't let go. That awkward moment at lunch, that task left unfinished, that message you regret sending. They all follow you into bed like browser tabs you forgot to close, each one draining your mental battery while you try to sleep. You wonder why you wake up exhausted, not realizing you never actually shut down yesterday's processes. Seneca practiced something radical each night. Before sleep, he asked himself, "What weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I strengthen?" This wasn't self-improvement theater. It was mental hygiene, clearing the cache before the system crashed. Your mind is like a computer that's been running non-stop for 16 hours. 17 tabs open in your awareness. That argument with your partner still running. Tomorrow's deadline still processing. That embarrassing thing you said years ago somehow still buffering. You put your body to bed but leave your mind at work, in the argument, in the past, in the future, everywhere except the present. Then you wonder why your thoughts are chaos by morning. The evening mental inventory isn't journaling emotions or practicing gratitude. It's intentionally closing each mental tab before sleep. You literally tell each thought, "This day is complete. This conversation is finished. This worry has expired." You're not solving anything. You're declaring bankruptcy on today's mental debt so you don't wake up paying interest. Picture your mind as an office building. Every night, a security guard must walk each floor, turn off lights, close doors, make sure everything is in its place. Most people abandon the building with everything running, then act surprised when chaos greets them in the morning. The Stoics acted as security guards of their own consciousness, making sure nothing from today could trespass into tomorrow without permission. Tomorrow night, before you close your eyes, do this. Name every piece of unfinished mental business from the day. That email you're worried about. That conversation that felt off. That decision you're avoiding. Then, one by one, formally close them. The email issue is closed for today. Tomorrow's mind will handle it. The conversation is complete. If action is needed, morning me will know. The decision doesn't require night shift thinking. Day shift resumes tomorrow. You're not procrastinating. You're building boundaries between days. You're refusing to let Tuesday's problems attend Monday's funeral. You're declaring that each day dies at midnight and tomorrow deserves to be born without yesterday's ghosts hovering over its cradle. When you master this, something remarkable happens. You actually sleep. Not the restless unconsciousness of an overworked mind, but the deep restoration of a consciousness that knows how to close for business. You've been fighting the wrong war this whole time, trying to silence your thoughts, chasing some mystical emptiness, trying to become someone who doesn't think. But warriors don't win by avoiding combat. They win by fighting intelligently. Your mind will never be silent. It wasn't designed for silence. It was designed for sovereignty. The 5 rules you've learned aren't meditation tricks or wellness trends. They're cognitive combat strategies forged by people who turned mental chaos into empire-building clarity. The polluted first hour isn't about digital detox, it's about reclaiming morning sovereignty. The workplace worry window isn't time management, it's anxiety architecture. These aren't rules, they're weapons. And you're not becoming calm, you're becoming powerful. Marcus Aurelius didn't have a quiet mind when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He had a governed mind, a directed mind, a mind that served him instead of enslaving him. Tomorrow morning when the chatter begins, remember this: you're not trying to silence it, you're learning to conduct it. You're not searching for peace, you're claiming authority. You're not emptying your mind, you're organizing your kingdom. The voices in your head aren't disappearing, but their dictatorship is ending. Your democracy of thoughts is becoming a monarchy, and you're about to crown yourself sovereign of your own consciousness. If this gave you even a moment of clarity, hit like, share it with someone whose mind won't let them rest, subscribe, and join an army of thinkers who refuse to be enslaved by their own thoughts. Comment below. I am sovereign.